Hi folks, Carl here. Let me tell you about this great 80-acre parcel we have for sale at the north end of the Matsu Valley here in Alaska. Maybe you want to do a little farming and raise some critters, or put in a peony farm and raise some peonies. Maybe you're a dog musher and you've got Iditarod dreams. Maybe you want to do a little fishing, moose hunting in the front yard, or maybe a little bit bigger game than that. Either way, this 80 acres has it all. We're centrally located in south central Alaska, 100 miles north of Anchorage and 200 miles south of Fairbanks. As you can see in the zoomed in picture here, we're not too far from the Talkeetna Spur Road at mile 96 off the Parks Highway. Our property has 320 acres of university land off to the east side of us. To the west of us is Montana Creek Road. Now across Montana Creek Road, there's a couple cabins. There's some people that use those cabins on the weekends during the summer. The white spot you see at the top, sort of a little off center in the view here, that's Shirley, our neighbor. She's the only year-round neighbor that we have. The white spot you see at the bottom right-hand corner down by Google Earth, that's another cabin. The guy comes down sometimes on the weekends in the summertime. Other than that, the cabins you see in the lower left-hand corner inside their box, that's our cleared area. We've got about 7 acres or so that's somewhat cleared, and that's where we mostly have the peonies planted right now, or could be made into gardens. We have some areas that we've tilled for gardens before. We've raised horses, we've raised cows, we've raised pigs, chickens, ducks, turkeys, geese, hogs. We've had all kinds of farm critters here. Now here we are on Montana Creek Road at the southwest corner of the property. Montana Creek Road, very well maintained year-round. You see a little spot here cleared on the corner. There's a little gravel building pad set in place there in case you want to build a house there. This shows most of the cleared out area with the peonies kind of right down in front of us there. There's a trail going off to the right side that goes all along the south boundary of the property. Now here we are flying in on the driveway. This is what it looks like as you pull in as you're coming up to the cabin. The property does have a 16 by 16 dry cabin. It is still under construction, so it's not really fancy right now, but it is livable. It's got a wood stove in it, refrigerator, and a propane stove for heating. Here we're flying out over towards the peonies. Now there's 2 beds here. Both of them are 12 feet wide and about 110 feet long. Between these 2 beds, we have about 500 roots in the ground right now. It was a test market that we did to see how viable this property would be for a peony farm, and the peonies are doing awesome. They're in their 3rd year. And as you can see, this video was filmed in March. We still have plenty of good snow coverage on the ground, and that's critical to have that snow to protect the peonies from the cold winters. It's important that when you do a peony farm, you got to buy a property that has the right snow coverage, and our property certainly does. All those tracks you see down there in the snow, that's from our resident moose population. We do have some mooses that like to spend some time here on the farm, especially around the willows and stuff. That little rectangle you see in the snow there, that's the orphan bed. That's all the odds and end peonies that we planted. Now here we're flying over my daughter's dog yard. This is the area she kept her sled dogs in. Gave her good trail access. She could get out onto all the good mushing trails. The same training grounds as Dallas Seavey uses. He lives not too far from us. Okay, here we are back at that same corner again, a little bit higher view. This time we're going to take a flight down Montana Creek Road. Now, Montana Creek Road is a well-maintained road. The borough does a great job of keeping it plowed, so we rarely have trouble getting in and out as long as we maintain our driveway. See a little clearing off to the right-hand side there. That was where there used to be another guest cabin. That cabin has been removed, but it would be a good spot for a house to be built. Our forest, as you can tell from this overhead, is mostly spruce, but we do have quite a bit of aspen and birch as well. The cabin you see in the distance here, that's our neighbor Shirley. She again is our only year-round resident. And there's also a little clearing right here on the corner of the property. There used to be a cabin here. There's an old foundation there in the driveway out on the Montana Creek Road. It would be very easy to go back in there, obviously, and build again. Power right there on the corner. You can see the utility pole. Now we're going to go ahead and turn and head inland so we can see a little bit more of the property over there. You can see here it's mostly birch, spruce, and aspen. The property, all 80 acres, is dry. There's not any wetland on the property at all. It is all good, dry, developable ground. So a fella could come in here and do a complete subdivision. Now here we've taken up a little bit higher. This was filmed in the fall of the year. You can see how colorful the woods are, and you can also see kind of the topography. Again, the entire 80 acres is all usable dry ground, no wetland in it at all. Here we are looking east, I believe, towards the Absaroka Range. There's that cabin that is in the far corner of the property. That would be our southeast corner of the property. Now we're looking due south towards Anchorage. Here we are doing an overhead looking straight down into the woods. You can see in the fall they're very pretty, very colorful. When the leaves change. You know, in fact, all times of year, this is a very pretty area. In the wintertime, covered with the snow, it's just gorgeous. In the fall, with the leaves changing, it's beautiful. In the summertime, it really greens up very nicely. There's all kinds of berries and stuff to be had in the woods. So pretty much any time of year. Here we take a little quick ride on the four-wheeler, give you a sort of a ground's eye view. This is at the southeast corner of the property. That trail, by the way, runs completely around the two sides of the property. You have Montana Creek on one side and that trail on the south and east sides. There is no trail on the west side between us and Shirley. I'm sorry, the north side between us and Shirley. Now you can see we're pretty close to the Talkeetna Spur Road here. It's only about 6 miles away. And at the Talkeetna Spur Road, you'll find Cubby's, a little grocery store. It's an IGA grocery store. Pretty good prices, pretty good selection in there, fresh vegetables. It's also got a liquor store in it. Here we see the Matsu Valley Credit Union, the CarQuest Auto Parts, and there's a Moore's Hardware store. It's an Ace True Value. It's also a steel dealership. They have pretty much whatever you need, including a little lumber yard off to the side. So if you need a 2x4 or plywood, you don't have to drive all the way down to Anchorage. There's also a Subway fast food place and our Tesoro gas station, which has a liquor store in it as well as showers. So again, we're in a pretty nice place in South Central Alaska. It's a good place to raise peonies or to raise some poultry. Maybe do a little bit of fishing. Maybe even do some Iditarod mushing. But if you like this kind of thing, please do give us a call. I'd be happy to show you around. My name's Carl, and feel free to call me anytime. You guys have a good day. Thank you.